My name is Jason Jones, and I'm an operating partner. This is a video that follows the overview that we did that talks about what is an operating partner and how does it fit into the private equity industry. One of the subjects we've talked about is value creation. Most of the private equity funds that we've worked with are all trying to solve the same problem, and that is how to create increased levels of value ahead of an exit and drive the overall valuation for a given portfolio business. To accomplish that, they are typically applying frameworks, philosophies, methodologies to get into a given business and actually drive individual levers or unlock specific areas of value. From our experience, we've seen that the funds that are most successful, or the GPs that actually get this right, are the ones that take a more simple but consistent approach across their portfolio, not just for one business, but actually applying the same type of methodologies or approach across each of their management teams within the portfolio businesses. So this approach can be looked at from a couple different ways. If you compare with what larger multinational operating type companies have done in the past and do currently, they look at across their operating businesses, and they use consistent means to look at HR and talent management. They do their strategic planning, or how they look at process or initiatives and sharing of best practices from one business to another, and try to cross-pollinate some of that success to other areas or other functional teams in the corporation. Ultimately, it's an opportunity for the private equity fund itself, the GPs, to look at how to drive the most productivity for them as compared to a corporate management team or the office of the CEO, for example. This would be more the office of the GP. And when you can get standardized reporting, you can share common process or best practices, even across dissimilar privately held portfolio businesses. There's a lot of effectiveness there that you can gain, and synergies and the like. So irrespective of a private equity fund's approach, whether they bring in-house resources and set up an operating team, whether they set up and pursue a value creation framework specifically, or some hybrid of the two, or other ideas or initiatives, we always view that as kind of a generic approach. We call it the operating management system for the PE. So if you look at the illustration we have for our OMS, we focus and keep it pretty simple around 4 areas. They include people, planning, process, and performance. And whether or not the portfolio business and their management teams are using a similar type of structure or not, we always encourage them to take a look at these 4 areas. We typically have structured discussions or interviews with the management team in terms of how they're actually using or applying these types of approaches. And ultimately, it's an opportunity to just gauge their level of capability, competency, and ultimately maturity for managing the business to a framework like this. For more detailed information, we've created 4 simple videos that take each of the areas of the OMS and break them down into 2 sub-criteria areas that focus on specific tasks and actions that management teams can take a look at and actually drive their operating performance and unlock value.